I want to share something with you that took me a long time to figure out. Say you've got your Security Plus, maybe your CISA Plus. You're grinding try hack me every night. You're doing everything the YouTube roadmaps told you to do. And still, you can't land a gig. Here's what nobody is telling you right now. Right now, somewhere in a mid-sized company, there's a sysadmin who has been patching systems, managing firewalls, controlling access, and has been responding to incidents for years. He doesn't have a single cyber certification. Nobody calls what he does cybersecurity. But it is, every single day. In that company, they're not posting a cyber job because they don't think they need one, until the auditor shows up, or until the insurance carrier asks for a compliance report, until they get breached. That's the real job market nobody is showing you. It's not a talent pipeline problem, it's a structural problem. And your certs were never going to fix that. Certifications demonstrate your capacity to a potential employer. I think they are a valuable way to develop yourself professionally. And here's the frustration. When you're just starting out, many employers don't see the certs on their own as legitimate experience. You studied, you passed, you know the material, but it's still not enough to get in the door. And I get it, it's infuriating. It's real, and it's exactly why certs alone can't be your whole strategy. If you want to work for the federal government, or for a prime contractor that holds a government contract, there's a framework that controls who they can put on that work. It's called DoD 8140. The older version, 8570, was rigid, a hard matrix. Your role determined exactly what cert you needed. Full stop, no flexibility. 8140 modernized that. It now accounts for experience and education alongside certifications. It's more nuanced. But here's the practical reality for you as a job seeker. When a prime contractor posts a role that requires a specific cert, it's not a preference or a wish list. It's a contractual requirement they need to fulfill and win and keep that government contract. They cannot put you on that work without it. Period. Now look at these two roles. No cert listed. Not one. So what do you do if you're not that sysadmin with 15 years of unofficial cyber work on your resume? You build that evidence. And I want you to be smart about it. Don't just spin up a web server and call it a home lab. That's not moving the needle. Here's what I want you to do. Go find 3 roles you want and could realistically land. Not a senior role with tons of requirements. 3 real attainable roles. Drop those job descriptions into your AI tool of choice. Ask it for the common skills and tasks across all 3. Then ask it to generate home lab ideas that produce artifacts. Things you can actually upload to a personal site or GitHub page. Now you're building with purpose. Every lab maps directly to something a hiring manager is looking for. Do 4 or 5 of these labs properly and document them well. Total gold. Real demonstratable, searchable gold. And it will do far more for your resume than a stack of hack-the-box completion badges ever will. Some of you are already in IT and trying to get into cyber. Outside of everything else we've covered, I see cert stacking the wrong certs constantly. A CCNA, a Server Plus, and a Cloud Plus are great, but a TCM cert or a Blue Team cert may be what you actually need. You may need to consider pivoting away from traditional IT certs once your skills are developed and you know what you need to keep active. Head over here. Link is in the description. Paul Jeremy's Security Certification Roadmap. Did you have any clue these existed? Most people don't. And don't blindly trust this chart either. Use your head and do your own research. This is how you further hone your skills when you don't know where to start or where to go. Let's shift gears for a second. One of the biggest mistakes I see people make is jumping into cyber without asking a more fundamental question first. Not how do I get in, but what do I actually want to do once I'm there? Look at this domain map. Take a second and check it out. There's a staggering number of disciplines here, and in most real jobs you're going to touch a combination of these, sometimes from completely different categories. That matters because cyber is not one career, it's dozens of careers under one umbrella. And here's where people get stuck. They land the first role that says yes, which is understandable. But if you want to do secure application development, and you take an information systems security officer role at a prime contractor to get your foot in the door, you may be there a long time. Primes need ISOs. They'll keep you there. So before you chase the first opportunity, do some homework. Look at varied job listings across different domains. Read up on what those roles actually do day to day. If there are 2 or 3 directions that interest you, build options. Don't lock yourself into one path prematurely if you are open to more. And be honest with yourself. A good title with a paycheck and a job you hate is its own kind of trap. Now, I want to be straight with you here, and not to discourage you, but to make you understand what you're actually walking into. Over the last couple of years, there have been tens of thousands of layoffs across the tech industry. And those layoffs didn't hit just one level. They shed engineers across the board. Gurus, experienced professionals, all of them now looking for work. Look at this basic diagram. Your gurus are going after senior roles, but some of them are desperate enough to aim lower, intermediate roles, even associate roles. Your experienced engineers are hitting all 3 tiers depending on their background and what the role actually requires. And the associate listing at the bottom, it's getting hammered from all 3 levels of professionals. You, as a beginner, are not just competing with other beginners, you are competing with people who have been doing this longer than you've been thinking about it. 2 weight classes above you, both swinging at the same job. Now, a good HR team will filter out the guru who's wildly overqualified for an associate role, but that still leaves you in a pool with every other beginner, plus some experienced professionals willing to take a step down just to land something. That's the room you're walking into, which is exactly why a standard resume and a couple of home labs isn't going to be enough. Now, let's talk about titles for a second, because I see people get hung up here a lot, and it costs them dearly. Titles matter. They help you move from one tier to the next. But your first cyber job may only have a small slice of actual cyber work in it. And that's fine. That's normal. You're building. On the flip side, your first role could be packed with real cyber work and not have the word cyber anywhere in the title. Sysadmin, IT engineer, network admin, those roles are doing security work every single day. Both of those situations are wins. Take them. Learn everything you can and document it. The one you need to watch out for is the role that has cyber in the title and no actual cyber work behind it. You'll sit there collecting a paycheck with a good-looking title, and when you go interview for your next job, you'll have absolutely nothing to show for it. No incidents worked, no tools touched, no real problems solved. And that gap will show. So when you're evaluating a role, don't just read the title. Read the responsibilities. Ask in the interview what a typical week actually looks like. What tools are they using? What does the team respond to? A boring title with real work beats a flashy title with nothing behind it every time. Yes, I'm going to networking, because it works and most people do it wrong. Find a cyber or tech meetup near you. Get in the room with people who are already doing the job you want. Not to pitch yourself, not to hand out resumes, just to connect. Here's the move. Show them your home labs. Genuinely invite feedback. Ask about places you got stuck. Ask what they would do differently. Ask what tools they're actually using day to day. 2 things happen simultaneously. Obviously, you learn. And someone in the industry just watched you think through real problems and ask smart questions. That's a job audition without either of you calling it one. But here's where people blow it. Don't become a LinkedIn pest. Connecting and immediately firing off messages asking for referrals is not networking. That's begging with extra steps. Buy them a coffee, keep it short, respect their time, and they'll remember you for it. Then do it with multiple people. Don't put all your weight on one relationship. Over time, those connections start talking to each other. Someone hears about an opening. Someone thinks of you. Someone passes your name along. That's how first cyber jobs actually get filled. Not from the job board, from a conversation someone had about you when you weren't in the room. Here's the last thing I want to leave you with. Cybersecurity at its core is a discipline built on top of information technology. You don't have to love IT support. Nobody's asking you to get excited about password resets and printer jams. But you should genuinely like IT. The systems, the problems, the way things connect and break and get fixed. If that doesn't interest you at some level, this journey is going to feel like a long grind. For a lot of you watching this, you are on the IT path into cyber, or you're about to be. I think it's the best path. I'm not just saying that, it's what I've lived. So hear me on this. Your first cyber job is your first IT job. Every ticket you close, every system you touch, every problem you troubleshoot, it's building something. It doesn't feel like it in the moment, and I get that. The work can feel menial, repetitive, beneath where you want to be. Those layers stack, and when you get into a formal cyber role, you will draw on every one of them. If you stay in IT as long as I did before making the jump, make peace with the journey. Try to enjoy most of it, because the people who show up to that first cyber role with years of IT experience behind them, they're not starting from zero, they're starting from ahead. Close the tickets, learn the cyber disciplines hiding inside the IT work. Hey, if you want a guide that covered some of the things we went over today and has some quick tips, head over to our website. Link is in the description. Go to the resources tab and grab the cheat sheet seen here. It's free and it should help you along the way. Check back in a few weeks or subscribe so you don't miss it as we jump into something more technical.